Pull out some oats and let's make some fresh milled oat flour so we can make granola bars. Welcome to White Shadow Fare. Make it homemade and make it with love. So I'm starting off with counting out 5 cups of old-fashioned oats. Quick oats can be used as well, but the old-fashioned oats hold up the best. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like, and drop a comment down below of something you would like me to make in the future. Now, my granddaughter loves granola bars, so I decided to make some homemade granola bars. It's been a while since I've made them. Take 1 of the cups of oats out and you're going to grind it into flour. Now, if you have a mill, my mill allows me to put oats through it, so just check your manual and make sure that you can do that, and that'll make a fine flour. I just used my food processor here, and it doesn't have to be completely into flour. There's still some little pieces here, but that's perfectly fine. It would also work in a blender. Now, I decided to put this on the stove, but you certainly don't have to. I have a 1/2 cup of oil, and I'm using avocado oil here, but any neutral oil would work fine. To that 1/2 cup of oil, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of honey. Honey is a rare food that never spoils, so if you do have some that crystallizes, keep it in the jar and put it in some hot water to bring it back to a melted consistency. And because you just put the oil in there, that honey just slides on out. It is perfect. Honey also contains tons of nutrients and enzymes, so it's a healthy food. And now your final ingredient, you need a 1/2 cup of brown sugar or sucanat. Then you're just going to mix this together. And I put it on the stove on a very low heat for just a minute or 2 to get that brown sugar melted in. Once it's melted, it's going to look smooth. It's not going to look grainy anymore. I didn't even get this hot. It's just got it barely warm. I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. A 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then blend well. So the oat flour that you made, you're going to add this. It's just going to kind of thicken this up. The oat flour makes almost like a glue that holds all of the oats together. And you can see it's kind of grainy looking, but that doesn't matter because we're going to pour this all over those oats. And once you get your mixture poured in, you are going to stir the oats and get them well coated. So you want to make sure that you thoroughly get them coated. So take a good bit of time, and since everything is melted, it mixes a lot easier. And then you have the opportunity to decide what kind of granola bars you're going to make. You could add a teaspoon or 2 of some cinnamon. You could toss in some chocolate chips if that's what you want. I made mine plain today, but you could add some dried fruit, some nuts, whatever you can think of that you like in granola bars. You can customize these any way that you and your family like. And that is all there is to making them. They're super easy, so it's going to save you money from buying them at the store. Now I'm just crunching up my parchment paper because I'm going to parchment line a 13 by 9 pan. I just put some clips on there, some binder clips to hold on to the parchment paper. The nice part about using binder clips for something like this is they are metal, so they can go into the oven if it's something that I need them to go into the oven for. Spread that mixture out as evenly as possible. I made mine plain. I didn't add anything to them. They're kind of a mixture between the really soft granola bars and the really hard granola bars. So when you're baking them, if you want them more on the hard side, you're going to have to bake them a little bit longer, and you might want to drop the temperature down at the end and keep them in longer. I like them kind of in between both. So I use the back of a measuring cup to pack down, and I'm just kind of smoothing it out and pushing down to make it nice and tight. If you don't give it that compacting, then your granola bars are going to just fall apart. So you could spray the back of your cup, or I'm using a measuring cup here so that it doesn't stick. And you're going to bake these for 20 to 25 minutes in a preheated 350 degree Fahrenheit oven. And when they come out, they're golden brown. They've got that toasted oat smell, which is so delicious smelling, but you do have to wait for them to cool. And I think the benefit of being the person that cuts these is any of the little pieces that break off can be your little snack, or you can add it to a little jar and add it to some yogurt later on. These are definitely kid approved. My granddaughter loves them. If you want them thicker, you can put them in a smaller pan, but save money. Control what's going into your life, into your family's stomachs. They could be a great treat for a lunchbox or a snack after school. Thank you for joining me at White Shadow Fare. I hope you'll give this one a try.